Well, we had good meetings today, coming off this ball game here yesterday. There's a lot of good things that happened. There's a lot of stuff to fix and correct and all that, as always. We feel like we're on it, and pleased that we made it out pretty healthy, and looking forward to getting going again this week. So a lot, you guys asked the questions and all, but there was a lot of stuff that I really liked in that game. I liked that we were, and generally, I'll say that we got back to playing 60 minutes of football, and it was very similar and familiar to the other games that we've been playing that have been in the same fashion. And to me, that's a big deal. We've got a way that we want to play football, and that will take us all the way through the finish. And I really like that, and it gives us a chance to win in every game. So.
What do you think of the way that Jason Peters played, especially that fourth down where it looked like he took two guys out for Chardonnay?
Yeah, he just played a really good football game. He did a very nice job. It was obviously his best play for us, and that's why we left him in. We had planned to split the time. We liked the way he was going, so we just kind of left him out there, and we're pleased to have him out there at the end, and down the stretch. There was some concern, how would his endurance be, staying out because he hadn't played a lot the last couple weeks, and so this week was a chance to see him go, and he came through in big fashion.
You expect Abe to come back to practice?
Abe's going to be practicing this week.
Has he been gone so long that it's unrealistic to play?
I don't know, unrealistic. We don't even know. You're going to see what he does and what he looks like and all that, and how he feels about it, and how he responds to the workload, the actual football stuff. But the trainers are, he has a chance. He could, and so we'll see what happens.
Have you ever coached an offensive lineman who's anywhere near Jason Peters' age?
No, I don't know. It couldn't have been very. George Blanda was a kicker and a quarterback. I mean, I don't know. There's nobody. I mean, I don't know how many guys have ever played in the 40s. Is that other guys?
Like Bruce Matthews, maybe some.
Well, he's a Matthews, and that's a whole different deal. That family,
What does it take to last this long in the NFL?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, there's one of them. So what does it take? Whatever he's got. The obvious trait that he shows is he's got great feet and his quickness, and you would think that as you get older you'd lose that, but he has the ability to move and change direction and redirect and stuff that guys just don't have. Guys that are playing that are young don't have. So pretty special, player.
You piled up the yards on offense, but what's the number that you look at that shows that toughness or that style of play that you want to see?
What was the first thing you said about the yards?
Piled up the yards on offense.
Yeah.
Highest offense.
Yeah, well, we're looking to run the ball well. That's important to us, and we were effective running the football. We ran it 26 times, I think it was. I think when you're getting in the 30s, it's a good mix. Whatever happens with the throwing game from there, you're in good shape.
You brought up finishing a lot this season. I know that's always been focused, but the way the opener went, just how big of an emphasis did that become to bounce back?
Yeah, that was alarming, to me. We were ahead at halftime, and we go in and we don't play well in the third quarter or fourth quarter, okay, so after all of that time, this is what we are. I was really disappointed by the first game, and so that's probably why I may have overreacted, heavily in the other direction when I saw us start to put some games together, and leave that one behind us. So. I mean, we didn't win the Cincinnati game, but we finished the Cincinnati game going for it. We were on it on both sides of the ball and had a chance. We just didn't convert, to win the game. So that one to me was in fashion that the other games had been. So.
What did you see in their two fourth quarter drives? Was there anything?
They shifted modes a little bit. They went after the running game, and right off the bat, and surprised us a little bit. That wasn't what had happened earlier in the game, and so they put 3 or 4 runs back to back that were pretty effective, and that just moved the football. So then we come back the next time, we're not sure if they're going to try and do it again. So we had to play our way into that next sequence, and so they hit a couple good plays. The pass for the touchdown was a remarkable throw and catch. We had coverage guys right on point, right where they're supposed to be, and the ball was, as Mark Sanchez called it, layered, was layered over the top. Mark really liked it. I gave him a little shot right there, so that was the play of the drive, and really the play of the day for them to keep them in the football game. So
now that you've got 2 games with Leonard Williams, what does that allow you to do with figuring out how everybody else fits on that line? I know Draymond was playing a little bit more outside yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. That's really what it gives us a chance. Dre had played quite a bit, you know, and kind of over the years, inside and outside. So he's not unfamiliar with it. We just haven't been practicing him there much. So we just have to. It's taken us a couple of weeks to just get him adapted, but we like him there, you know. And so in losing Chenna, you know, we pick up a little bit of something there that we weren't planning on until, you know, Leonard showed up. So we're making use of that, and I think Dre, you know, did a nice job yesterday. He pressured well yesterday, and in the mixture, he played about half in, half out, so it was good.
Away from the sack, how are you seeing Leonard Williams have an impact on everybody else around?
Did you see Mafe's sack? You know, Mafe's sack. Look what happened on that one. You know, he took up so much space in the B gap that he just gave him a free shot at the quarterback, and that was a beautiful aspect of that sack. It was really what Leonard did, and so he's got the ability to help guys around him as well as do his own thing, you know, and we're just learning him, but man, we're really excited about it, you know, to get a sack too, and he was the first to say, yeah, you know, here my first game, you know, he was really proud of that too, so he's just getting going, but we're really excited about it. There's nothing that he can't do. He can really play the position.
What have you liked about Zach Charbonnet's game? It seems like he's really pushing for maybe some more carries too, and showing some explosiveness.
Yeah.
Regularly.
Well, just in general, I hope that I've said this enough that you guys know that he can do everything. He blocks, he can catch, he runs routes well, he understands the scheme, he's consistent, he's really physical. He's got a real physical nature to his game, even to the point where he didn't quite get out of bounds, you know, on the hit, he couldn't pass up that shot, you know. There's nothing that we don't like about him. He's got a different running style than you know, certainly than Kenny does, but he reads the line of scrimmage well. You know, he's a really good football player. So we have a lot of confidence in him. You know, he's playing down the stretch. You know, in the stretch drive, he's out there, you know, going, and that's just confidence that he's given us, you know, by who he is and how he practices and how he performs. And really, he hasn't had a ton of plays yet, you know, but there's no doubt that he's in it, and we can count on him. So really fired up about him.
You mentioned Boye Mafe earlier. Obviously, he's got the streak going right now, and you were talking about him all the way back in camp. Are you still a little surprised at how consistently the production has been for 2 years?
Yeah, I'm thrilled, you know, that's what we're seeing. You know, who would have predicted he'd set a record, you know, for, you know, consecutive sacks. But really the sky's the limit. And he's just getting started, you know, and he's still a new guy coming up, you know, but he's playing with such consistency now that it gives him a chance to be available for those kinds of plays. You know, he's got to hit it right on his rush, even though Leonard did set it up beautifully. You know, he's still got to hit it right and time it right. He did it perfectly, you know, and gets a clean sack, you know, nails the quarterback perfectly. You know, he was close a number of times on the touchdown pass that they throw to Gibson. I mean, you can't get closer to stopping that play with his rush, and he looks like he's getting held. You know, and he's hitting the quarterback. The quarterback's arm can't even go past the release. You know, he's so close on that one. So he's causing problems. You know, and really fired up about it.
What are you seeing from him in run defense?
He's doing well. He's doing well. He closes the line of scrimmage well. We give him freedom to be active on the edge, and he understands that. And he'll understand that way more and better as he gets more turns. But he's been really active, and he's been a factor. So he's doing really well.
When you look back at the film, what did you feel like Gino and the offense did better in the second half?
Well, we had enough. You know, we had enough issues with penalties early on, and then the third down conversions, that's enough to screw up any offensive production, you know. We overcame some of that stuff. We still had 4 long drives, you know, and 4 good solid drives, and we finished with the execution at the end was just clean as you could hope for. You know, the timing of the throw and catch, the protection was there, the communication from the calls coming in, everything was right on it, and so we just got cleaner and sharper as the game went on, and you know, I don't know why that happened. If I'd have done it early, you know, if we could have figured that out, but they certainly played their way into a terrific finish in the game.
What happened on the delay penalty on the 4th down?
Well, I was right there to call timeout if we couldn't make it. We thought we were going to make it. We knew it was going to be right at the nub. We were talking about it as we are going, and just didn't quite hit it. That was I just took a chance with all the input that I had, and I screwed it up by not calling timeout because we didn't get it.
Jackson Smith-Njigba seems to be coming into his own. What can you just say about his attention to detail and his patience he has?
What I do think is that as he's had more success, it's even become easier for him. His focus and his attention, and just as a young guy trying to figure it out and trying to figure out, what's it like to play in the league, and I'm not getting the ball that much or whatever. I think it's just the fact that he's really into it. It's just made him even cleaner, and he's better because of that. So, he's on his way. We trust the heck out of him. He's a playmaker. He's good with the ball in his hands. He's blocking. He's really contributing in a complete way right now, and he's just going to keep getting better, and he'll just get more and more chances. He could catch 10 balls in a game easily, and it wouldn't be a big deal. It wouldn't be a big deal to him for sure. He's just got that kind of natural ability and come through and ways to figure out the issues that you got to deal with, and we haven't had enough chances yet to see all of the stuff that he can do. And that what I mean by that is how he adapts the situations and routes and adjusts and scrambles and all those kinds of things. He hadn't had enough shots at that stuff yet, but I know he's going to come through and do a great job for us. He's just got it in him.
Bobby had 10 more tackles, 2 pass breakups, half a sack. He's, I think, 5 tackles from another 100 tackles season. Just for him to be doing what he's doing.
Yeah, jeez.
What do you think's a lot of it?
Yeah, I saw those tackle numbers. I was surprised for the season, where here he is again. He's doing it. He's doing great. The way we play him and the demands of the position really suit him well. The best that we've ever done for him. I think I've probably told you that before. And we're trying to, maximize everything that he brings. He's tackling well. Really solid tackler. His pass coverage stuff and the zone stuff has really been nice. And so. He's doing great, and not to even mention all of the other things that he brings us, the leadership and the direction and the toughness and all that stuff, So,
Is it like, the fact that he does put those numbers and he does not game the team needs to bounce back? Is that what coincidence or obviously leadership by him?
no, I think it has a lot to do. Maybe I didn't make it clear. I'll try again that the leadership had a big role in this transition from last week to this week. They were the ones that showed the younger guys how we're going to respond. I can call for it and ask them, but they got to do it. And when you have really good leadership, they're watching them. They're watching them and listening to what the guys do, and not just what they say in the speeches that they give, because they don't take time to do that. It's how they just practice their way through the challenge of the week, and the leadership was really on point, and the guys followed, and we had a terrific week in prep, and I give all of the credit to those guys and all of the older guys that have been around and know what we're doing and believe in what we're all about, and they're the ones that. Whatever I say, it doesn't mean anything if they don't do it, So they follow in suit, and it worked out really well.
When you brought him back, did you still anticipate him playing every single snap of every single game?
I didn't know. I wasn't sure how that was going to work out, and I figured that's the only way he would look at it, And but we needed to just see, So we're past halfway, and he's played almost every play so far, So more power to him. And if there's times when we can, like we were ahead. We were behind this 2 weeks ago, and I'm getting him out of the game, and he's fighting me. He wants to stay out there. So that's exactly what I would expect, and I have no problem with that. We just have to wage that battle at those times.
When you go no huddle on offense, I know you got to get first downs to really get the rhythm doing it, but how does that help? Or what is Geno Smith good at doing that? What does it seem?
Well, he's really good at it. He's really well equipped. He's got a big, big toolbox there, and there's a lot of things that we can call and that we can adjust and all of that, and he's totally in command of it. So it's a really good part of our game when it matches up right. We'll go in and out of it and try to get the most out of it, but there's no restrictions, none. Protection-wise versus pressure is the whole thing. He's got the whole shooting match that he can call on. So it makes this.
What skills does he have that makes it suitable?
It would be Greg, it would be the same skills that call for you to play quarterback. He's got to be accurate, and he's got to be timely, and he's got to have the the wherewithal to understand that because he's still talking, we're out there quick, he's still talking to Shane. I mean, he's still hearing him, So they're communicating one-sided, but they're talking about what's going on. And he knows how to make use of it. And he's really fluent, I mean, he's just good at it, So it's a good part of our game.
When you're in that hurry-up mode and you guys like get to the huddle with however many seconds left on the play clock, can the quarterback still hear the coordinator?
15 seconds left. It goes off, I think it is. So on the play clock, so he can talk to. That's why you try to get there quickly, so that you can take advantage of the opportunity to see what's going on.
Any more clarity on Drake Young and what might happen with him?
No, I don't have any more than what they said. But when they tested him, he was better than they had anticipated. So, it was a shock that something yanked or something happened, and he felt better after a little while after the game.
Did he take a hit?
No, it was just movement.
Does Charbonnet need to do something to get more carries or get him involved in the run game?
We just got to run it more. Yeah, he's doing great. There'll be times when he'll run the ball just as many as Kenny, if not more. That'll happen somewhere. I'm not opposed to that at all. I'm just been doing that for a long time, and I just go with what's hot, basically, and what feels right, and there'll be a time, Kenny will fight it, and that's okay, that's all right. But Zach's doing great, and I'd love to see him get it more.
Yeah, you got Charbonnet and Walker got twice as many carries as in each of the previous 2 games. How did that help?
It just gives us more information, more balance. It helps the rest of our game, And we talked about it today in our meetings, how important it is to be able to run the football and how it affects so many other aspects of your play. So, we ain't 3 yards in a cloud of dust. We just want balance as best we can get to it, and that balance doesn't even mean 50-50 all the time. It just means that the complements really work together to strengthen the other aspect of the game.
Pete, in a similar vein, are you happy with your run-pass splits right now, the way you're kind of?
No, I'm still working at it. No, I'm still working at it. It's still work in progress.
You guys haven't had as many of the,
Not very happy, I guess, huh?
of the deep shots like that have been such a big staple of your offense for so long. What do you make of that?
What's the first part of the
You
question?
guys haven't had as much success with those deep shots.
We're still pretty effective with explosive plays. Our numbers are up there a little bit. So they know what you know.
Anything else?
I bet you're surprised by that thought, right?